Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with Mixed Media Mayhem, and I'm actually redoing day 18 on the road trip. I did a page for day 18, which was kind of prowling around Portland, but the video was corrupted, so I'm doing what that page is still going to go in my album, and I'm doing what I hope to be a companion page. That page had a fair amount of brown on it, and there were lots of woods in the photos that I took, so I'm kind of going to do the same thing. The recipe this week for Mixed Media Mayhem calls for torn paper, and I've taken this, both sides of this Heidi Swapp paper from her No Limits line from, I don't know, 2012-ish, maybe. I know that John picked this paper for me. We walked into Archivers at one of our very first trips to Archivers. It might have been the second or third, but early on when I didn't really know the lay of the layout of the store. And he wandered over and found a stand that had this schematic paper, and he loved it. And he said, I'd like to see what you can do with that. And so I hoarded it. He never did see what I could do with that. So today he's going to see what I can do with that. So I've torn it so that you can kind of see these details, and I may actually cut a piece to go up at the top. Let me see what that would look like, because I do like that look when I see it on other people's pages. It kind of gives a nice framing to it. So I could do that. And that kind of corrals in that orange, and it follows the exact tears that I made here, because it's the other side. But first thing I'm going to do is take the papers off, and I'm going to brayer on some orange paint. And I don't know how this is going to look. This is Tangerine Dream, which is a familiar color to me because I do a lot of Dilutions shimmer sprays and regular spray inks, but I've never used a Dilutions paint before, let alone a shimmer paint. So we're going to learn something together here. I'm assuming it needs to be shaken, and it's supposed to be stored upside down because the label's on upside down, and I have been storing it upside down. This came in a Mind the Scrap kit. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of load up my brayer here and kind of give it a swipe. And it's not, I must have something underneath that's not, okay, I need something in there. So I'm going to start a swipe there. I kind of like that there's some unevenness in the paint. I think that's kind of cool looking. And before I get rid of this paint, I'm going to add a little water to it. Let me wipe off my brayer so it isn't forever orange. That's not going to work very well, so I will put it aside. Let's do a little water here, and I'm going to make some splatters. I don't know how this is going to work, but let's give it a try. Let's see. What kind of paintbrush? I've got a paintbrush that I love to use for splatters because it picks up lots of paint, holds lots of paint, and makes nice fat splatters. Unless the paint is beginning to dry up, in which case I need to reload it. Okay, these last ones are not so fat. I keep saying flat, but there we go. Picked up a bunch there. Okay, so that's my paint, and I'm going to put that aside, and I'll start building the paper layers while that dries. Okay, and then I'm going to do this one. And these I can kind of turn over. I'm going to build. Oh, I got some splatters on my embellishments and my photo. There's a splatter on my photo. I'm gonna go ahead and let it dry, and pretend I don't mind it. I'm gonna slide this little note to self, keep things a little bit farther away when splattering. You can kind of see the shimmer as it's drying there, and you can see if some of the little polka dots showing through this swipe over here. So I'm gonna put that there, and maybe do 3D flowers, and I will freely admit that I don't use these much anymore. And it doesn't bother me that I don't. I don't particularly care for them. But I have lots of them. Okay, so I've got the flowers there. I want to put the title maybe right here, and I'm going to go ahead and put it down. Go see do is kind of our mantra. We shared Wanderlust for sure. I'm gonna just kind of make a little cluster down here, and I have a few things. I want to use similar elements on this page. Let's see, I think I have some other houses. I think I like the orientation of these better. And this set could actually kind of go nicely right there. I think I'm going to do that. And then I can put this here. And I need to tie in that orange, and I have a couple things here, and I also need to, for the Mind the Scrap challenge, seeing this circle reminds me that I need to punch a circle to go on the page. Let me get that so that you can actually see those words. And I've got this little bicycle that I can put up on foam at the wheels. And I'll start working on the top part, give that a chance to fully dry before I put the photos down. Okay, I have a metal house, and we get points for using something metal. So I want to put this here. It kind of goes with the schematic drawing idea and the houses that are there. And let me get my punch and figure out what I'm going to punch. There is a circular-ish thing right here that I can cut. There we go. And let me cut another piece, and I'll layer both sides up above the photo cluster. And we put some foam behind the photo to keep it from buckling from all of that wet paint. And I will do some stitching. And what I'm probably going to do is that small piece that's going at the top, I'll stitch as though I'm stitching it onto the page. And I'm going to do this. these photos were taken at Multnomah Falls, and it's kind of like right in town almost. There's this beautiful waterfall, and you all know that John loves sunflowers and hibiscus and penguins. Well, boy, does he love waterfalls. He was a waterfall seeker. Anytime we went anywhere, we looked to see if there were any waterfall attractions. Or I think I'm going to put that right there. And then maybe, or do I want it right in the middle? I think I need it right in the middle, but this kind of comes up. I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to look for something to put there. Maybe I'll build some of the cluster there. I'll put this. That might work. Let me get a little foam to go behind it. Let's see. That one's going to be the green side. This one is going to be the printed side. I'll do that. I'm still trying to use that ampersand. To me, ampersands are great for signifying togetherness, you know, like you and me. And I'm gonna do, okay, that's not, I didn't press it down. That's okay, because I can do that now. Let me make sure I have it straight. I wasn't sure I wanted it there. I'm still not, to be honest. I'll do that, and then I will look in these things to see if I have something that might want to go there. I know I'm going to put that up there, so I'll put that there now. I want to use this spectacular, but I need something over here to make up for the fact that the paint swatch stops. So I'll put that there. And maybe spectacular can go right there on some foam. This day in Portland was amazing. We started out at Multnomah Falls, and we actually had breakfast there. This is a view from our breakfast table, and you can see the waterfall kind of through the trees. And then there were lots of rock formations, and one of them was big enough for me to get inside. And, you know, while I was taking a picture out, what I ought to have done was put the picture that I was taking. I don't know that I've ever gone through and figured out which picture I was taking, because John took this photo of me with his phone, or my phone, somebody's phone. And and it has, you know, the phone has all the the geolocation data. With the location, the precise time, and it's getting that, it's collecting that all the time. My DSLR camera is dependent upon me putting the right date and time in it and keeping the battery juiced so that that stays accurate. And so it's kind of a pain. It was an older model. I bought it in 2010. I mean, it wasn't that old, but the technology was evolving fast. Okay, so lesson learned. The paint is maybe a little wetter than what regular pattern paper can take. Maybe should have done it on and I think right in here is where I'm going to put my stitches. And when I put them, I'm going to slide in this little day trip thing as though it's been sewed in up there, because this was a day trip from where we were staying at my cousin's. Let's see if there's anything else in that collection that I kind of want to include. Time of Our Lives. Here is another circle that could go there. And it kind of introduces that navy blue color. And I think there's a green one. They're green and orange. So I'm gonna maybe try to squeeze. How about here? That doesn't work for me. Just a small, like a couple of hearts. Let me see if I can find. I'll look for something and I'll add it when I'm doing the stitching. So I don't want to keep you any longer than I have to. And I hope that this video isn't corrupted. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.